Hello everybody, my name is Mark Mello and I'm a park ranger at Blackstone River Valley National Historical Park, and I'm excited to welcome you to this last edition in Season 2 of our Ranger Chat series. As we near the winter solstice, the shortest day of the year, the darkest day of the year, and it calls to mind for us the specific stories of lighting up the mills. As we now enter the darkest time of the year, many people struggle with the limited exposure to sunlight. It seems winter is always filled with dark, dreary days, which can put some of us in a rut. Seasonal affective disorder is a real thing that many have to cope with this time of year, and certainly the circumstances of this year won't make it any easier on a lot of people. But we are not the first people to have to deal with the negative side effects from shortened days. The autumnal equinox is a time of change. From that point until the winter solstice, the days slowly get shorter and shorter. For people who work the land, this meant that winter provided a time for much needed rest and recuperation from the busy season of planting, nurturing, and harvesting. But in the industrial mills of the Blackstone Valley, in the greater northeastern United States, shorter days did not mean shorter work hours. Mills began to light up on or around September 21st, usually the first day of fall or the autumnal equinox. Lamps would be lit so that workers could continue to labor long after the sun had set. Mill work was hard and working conditions challenging. To this already difficult environment, workers had to now contend with working next to hot, smoky lamps. Machinery needed to be cleaned each night. The smoky lamps made that cleaning process that much harder and the day that much longer. Not to mention, the dangers also increased with the potential for sparking a fire. In addition, like many of us, lighting up meant that many would be heading to work before the sun rose and returning to home after it had set. Workers had limited to no exposure to sunlight during the winter months. And modern science has proved that this can have extremely negative effects on an individual's psyche. Seasonal changes not only affect people today, but have had major repercussions on people's lives for generations. Although many of us look forward to the quote-unquote lighting up traditions, so to speak, of the festive holidays at this time of year, whether celebrating Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, or the winter solstice, each incorporates some elements of lighting up the darkest time of the year. Almost all are referred to as festivals of lights. However, lighting up a mill came with a very negative connotation. It meant smellier, dirtier, and more difficult working conditions, and meant that nearly all the limited sunlight we get this time of year was usurped from those individuals from enjoying it. It was a difficult time of year for many mill workers, indeed. I'd like to thank you for joining us for this week's Ranger Chat. As always, if you have any comments or questions, please leave those down below. We would love to hear from you. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you out there along the Blackstone really soon.